So you want to start building muscle to get that Greek god physique, but you don't know which protein powder to pick, and if you pick the wrong one, you will end up wasting time and money on a product that doesn't maximize your muscle gains. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly the best form of protein, the best source of protein, how to check for 4 common protein powder scams that companies use, the 6-step simple checklist when shopping for a protein powder, and you will also receive my top protein powder recommendations from an unbiased, unsponsored point of view. Hey Ollie, I see whey protein isolate, concentrate, and hydrolysate. What's the best form of protein? If you pick the wrong one, you might end up wasting money on a product that you don't actually need and could upset your gut. Concentrate is the cheapest. It's made up of 35 to 80% protein by weight and contains the highest amount of lactose, carbs, and fats. Isolate is a little more costly. It contains at least 90% protein by weight, but it goes through a little bit more processing, making it have much less lactose, carbs, and fats. Sometimes you can find products like these that are 99% lactose free. Hydrolysate is the most expensive. It is broken down or pre-digested whey. It has rapid absorption speeds, but it seems to only be beneficial to elite athletes or those with digestive issues. All of them are going to work just as well when it comes to hitting that protein intake to build muscle. If you don't care for the extra additives or want to save money, go for concentrate. If you're on a low-calorie diet or are slightly lactose intolerant, then you want to go for isolate. I personally go with isolate because usually you can find isolates that don't have a bunch of processed artificial sweeteners and gums and oils and a million different ingredients. Usually it's just whey isolate and a few more things, and it's a straightforward no BS option, which I like to go for. Okay Ollie, I think I'm gonna choose the concentrate form to save a little bit of money, but I also see there's different sources of protein powder like casein protein and whey protein. Which one's better? Casein and whey are the 2 types of protein found in cow's milk. Both of them are high quality protein sources in terms of their bioavailability and amino acid profile. Casein takes longer to digest and supplies amino acids to your muscles over a longer period of time. This can be useful as your last meal so you keep repairing muscle tissue for longer. You'll often see bodybuilders eating a casein shake right before bed so they can maximize muscle mass throughout their sleep. Whey protein is digested very quickly and is useful when you want to break a fast or you don't want to digest food for long periods of time like pre-workout. While there may be some truth to eating a casein shake before bed to be 100% optimal, it definitely can be seen as overkill and not necessary. The only people this would really be appropriate for are pro bodybuilders, elite athletes, and people above 40 years old who have a hard time gaining muscle. If you eat between 0.8 to 1 gram protein per day per pound of body weight, it won't matter what source the protein came from over the course of months and years, your gains will be the same. Whey protein also tends to be cheaper than casein protein, has a better consistency, and mixes better. And even if you wanted a slower digesting protein, all you would have to do is consume the whey protein shake or another form of protein, and then also include carbs, fats, and more fiber in that meal to make it digest slower and for longer. So the clear winner here is whey protein, but there's also nothing wrong with casein protein if that's your preference. All right, Ollie, what about vegan protein powders? What's the best source and do they work just as well? What you want to look for are soy protein powders or a blend of rice protein and pea protein. Soy protein powders are similar in protein quality to animal protein sources. They contain all 9 essential amino acids in appropriate quantities and are highly bioavailable. Pea protein is limiting in the amino acid methionine but has adequate lysine. Rice doesn't have adequate lysine but contains more than enough methionine. So both of these are incomplete protein sources by themselves, but when you combine them, their amino acid profile becomes a whole lot more favorable and they combine to form a complementary protein. They're not as bioavailable as animal protein sources, but they're very close. You'll often see vegan blends that include a pea and seed blend or a pea and bean blend. These can work just as well. So even though plant proteins and vegan protein powders are lower in amino acid content and have less bioavailability, as long as you're getting your 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight and eating a variety of plant protein sources, it doesn't seem to matter as much as people thought it would. Okay, Ollie, but I heard soy isn't safe to eat. My friends are gonna call me soy boys and tell me that my testosterone is gonna lower. I'm gonna become less of a man. I'm gonna become more feminized. Is that true? The controversy around soy is due to 1 or 2 small instances that were blown out of proportion. So in 2008, a 6-year-old man was referred to a clinic for developing male breast tissue, and when no other issues were found, the patient admitted he was drinking 12 cups of soy milk every single day. That's 3/4 of a gallon of soy milk. After he stopped drinking soy milk, the male breast tissue went away, and the National Institute of Health concluded that this was a very rare occurrence of soy consumption. This specific instance combined someone who had a soy sensitivity and someone who also had a high consumption of soy in their diet. By then, it was too late because the Men's Health magazine had picked the study up and wrote, "Is this the most dangerous food for men?" Boom, now you have headlines everywhere that soy feminizes men and everyone's calling each other soy boys as an insult. 1 year later, a meta-analysis came out measuring testosterone levels in 1,753 men and found no significant effects of soy on male hormones. The NIH, Harvard School of Public Health, and the American Cancer Society all mention that soy is a nutrient-dense source of protein that can safely be consumed several times a week, and the evidence does not point to any dangers from eating soy. Now, one valid concern is that soybeans are often genetically modified. GMO soy may contain fewer nutrients and more herbicide residues than organic soy. If you want to feel safer, you can opt for a GMO-free soy protein powder. Also, when it comes to other soy products like tofu or tempeh, look for a USDA organic label or a label that says non-GMO verified project. Overall, one serving of soy protein powder does seem to be healthy and tolerated in healthy individuals, so it's unreasonable to be concerned about it lowering testosterone, increasing estrogen, or turning you into a soy boy. All right, Ollie, so I also see other sources in the back of my ingredients list. It contains milk protein, egg protein, and beef protein. I've never heard of these. Do these work just as well? Typically, if they're from a meat, dairy, or egg-based source, they will work just as well and provide you with a high-quality protein serving. However, some of them might taste a little bit differently, have different textures, and mix a little differently than the other common sources that we mentioned. If it's in your protein powder, it's really not a big deal, and if you like it, even less to worry about. But some people, they have certain digestion issues that they think is completely normal to have after consuming protein powder, so next time you might want to try an isolated form of protein like whey protein isolate to see if your gut reacts a whole lot better. All right, Ollie, so I'm gonna go for a whey protein isolate, and then I'm gonna go for a pea rice blend for my vegan girlfriend. Is there anything else I should know? Listen, man, there's common protein powder scams that companies use that you need to avoid. Otherwise, you're gonna waste your hard-earned money and precious time buying a protein powder that doesn't maximize your muscle gains. Scam number 1 out of 4 that you need to be aware of. Okay, so you're scooping 25 grams of protein powder into your shaker bottle and you're happy because you're getting 25 grams of protein, right? What if I told you there's a loophole that lets companies put 25 grams on the label even though their product might only have 15 grams of protein? It's important to understand that when protein powders are tested to analyze how much protein it contains, it's not tested based on the actual total protein content. Instead, it's based on the total nitrogen content of the powder because protein contains nitrogen. But there's a lot of cheaper compounds that also contain nitrogen inside. So companies will take these cheaper compounds that are not protein, put them inside the protein powder. When they're tested and analyzed to see how much protein it contains, it says 25 grams of protein, but it could only be 10 grams of protein. Okay, so how does that happen and how can I avoid it as a consumer? You can avoid this easily by looking into the ingredients list. Don't look at the amino acid profile. If a protein powder has this, great. It's great for transparency, but that's not what we're looking for. Look into the ingredients list right below the nutrition facts label. What you don't want to see in this list are the following: amino acid matrix, super recovery blend, single amino acids like glycine, glutamine, taurine, threonine, or branched chain amino acids like isoleucine, leucine, valine. You also don't want to see creatine, betaine, or beta-alanine. Sometimes you will see branched chain amino acids like isoleucine, leucine, and valine. These can be effective for muscle growth, but the reason companies use them instead of just adding more whey protein in there is because the branched chain amino acids are cheaper gram for gram. And usually if you're using a high quality whey protein, it's going to have way more than enough branched chain amino acids to maximize muscle growth per that serving. Ollie, I think my protein powder is nitrogen spiked. Does that mean it's completely useless? Not necessarily. It's still going to work and it's still going to build muscle mass to an effective point depending on how spiked it is. Sometimes companies are just looking to save a few extra pennies per product. But listen, you work hard for your money and you're trying to make gains and you're spending your money. It should go to a company that's providing you with an effective product and is not cutting corners to save on costs. If they're cutting corners on protein inside a protein supplement, you have to question the integrity of all aspects of their business. I mean, that's like not putting fish oil inside of fish oil. Like, what is going on here? All right, scam number 2 out of 4 that you need to be aware of. The superhuman 100% whey protein isolate. The Body Fortress Super Advanced Isolate Protein that contains 100% ultra pure isolate. Bro, these protein powders have to be better than just a regular boring whey protein isolate, right? Nope, pretty much the same thing whichever brand you shop at. If you see a company use large, unbelievable claims on the cover or a bunch of fancy words or put a celebrity, that protein is no different from another brand's. Now, you can argue that whey protein might be better than casein protein in some regard, or the other way around, or that vegan proteins are not as high as protein quality as animal proteins, but whey protein is whey protein. Casein protein is casein protein. There's no company that has a special micronized 100% pure isolated form of whey protein. Hey bro, quick 10-second interruption. interruption. I'm actually a real person. I don't just exist in the YouTube dimension. My name is Ollie. I'm a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. If you want help with fitness, nutrition, and accountability to get into the best shape of your life, click the link in the description. Let's get it. Scam number 3 out of 4 that you need to know. You're going to shop for a protein powder, and some brands are going to use what's called a proprietary blend. They're not going to let you know what's in the blend. This is not automatically a bad thing. Some companies will combine different sources of protein powder like whey protein, egg protein, milk protein to create a favorable amino acid profile. Vegan companies will do the same thing. What you want to understand whenever you look at a product and you look at the ingredients label, it's always ordered from ingredients that are found in the highest quantity in the product down to ingredients that are found in the lowest quantity. For all you know, a proprietary blend could contain 98% milk protein, 1% egg protein, and 1% whey protein. This doesn't mean there's anything inherently wrong with the protein powder. It just comes down to transparency. A company should be able to tell you, hey, this is exactly what's in our product. All right, scam number 4 that you need to know. All right, Ollie, so I've been on a spiritual health journey. I treat my mind, body, and soul like a temple. So how do I ensure a product is safe and effective for my body? Hey, Jack, what's up, man? We still getting wasted later? Nah, bro, let's smoke that OG Fire Kush and then make sure you bring some Jack Daniels. I don't want none of that weak stuff. Anyways, how do I make sure a product is safe and effective? Many supplements can contain fillers, additives, substitutes, heavy metals, pesticides, and ingredients that are not even on the label. You also have no way of knowing that the supplement is safe, effective, or even has the ingredients that they claim they have. Supplements, prescription medications, and food aren't regulated the same way by the FDA. And with 29,000 different supplements on the market, 1,000 new ones being released each year, and always coming out with different batches and flavors and new versions, you never know what's inside them. Sometimes you'll see this in the description of a product sale page. Quality tested, ensured quality, highest quality testing. This doesn't necessarily mean anything because they're the only ones that are testing their own product, and they could lie about the testing or leave out certain parts of the testing. There are some other labels that you want to look for specifically, but doesn't mean it was third-party tested for safety and effectiveness. USDA organic certification means the product came from organically grown sources without the use of pesticides, antibiotics, hormones, or other GMOs. When the product doesn't meet the criteria for USDA organic, it might still meet the criteria for verified non-GMO project. At the minimum, it should be GMP certified, which means the manufacturing facility is being audited by the government to make sure it's following guidelines. Some companies do not show GMP certification but go through even more rigorous testing through third-party organizations. Then you can be confident in the safety and effectiveness of the product. So if it's not GMP certified or third-party tested, does that mean it's a dangerous, ineffective product? No, not necessarily. The product might be completely fine and it just didn't want to pay for all these certifications by third-party organizations. However, you don't know for sure. If you do want to be confident that you're putting the most safest and most effective products into your body, third-party certifications are the way to go. Okay, so those were 4 scams to watch out for, but how do I actually implement them when I'm shopping for a protein powder? Can you help me out? I'm gonna walk through some products with you, and I'm gonna show you how to shop for a safe, effective protein powder when you're out shopping at Walmart or Amazon or any other place. If you want a free summary of this video, as well as the key points, the 6-step checklist, the 4 protein powder scams to watch out for, as well as all the scientific resources mentioned, go ahead and check out the description for a free resource. We're gonna have a 6-step checklist that we're looking for. Okay, so step 1, what kind of protein powder do you want? Do you want a concentrate, isolate, a hydrolysate? I want a no BS protein powder with the least amount of fillers. I wanna know what I'm getting in the product, and I'm willing to pay a few more dollars in order to get that. So I'm gonna go for an isolate. Step 2, what source of protein do you want? Whey protein, casein protein, soy protein, and rice pea blends are the common ones. I want a high quality protein powder. I don't care if it digests slow or fast, and I don't want it to be unnecessarily expensive, so I'm gonna go for a whey protein powder. So putting that together, I want a whey protein isolate, and I typed that into Amazon. Step 3, is it being nitrogen spiked? As you can see, Optimum Nutrition's Gold Standard Whey has its protein sources listed, the artificial sweeteners, oils, gums, and more, but no sign of single amino acids, creatine, betaine, or beta-alanine. Good. Ghost protein. Also, no sign of amino acid spiking. One good sign from this protein powder is it actually includes how much of each protein is in the protein blend. They're showing they want to be fully transparent and tell you what's exactly inside their product, so this passes step 1, but remember, we have 6 other steps that we have to get to. Beverly International Ultimate Muscle Protein. Oh no. We go to the bottom when we see the Ultimate Protein System blend. Okay, nothing wrong with the protein sources mentioned until we get to arginine, glutamine, and then the branched chain amino acids like isoleucine, leucine, and valine. Again, like we previously mentioned, branched chain amino acids are not bad. You want them inside your whey protein, but a whey protein already contains enough branched chain amino acids in the actual powder itself inside the whey protein. The only reason companies add more branched chain amino acids is to fill in that content with cheaper compounds that are not a complete protein source. Second of all, this is a proprietary blend, so this product could only have 11 grams of an actual complete protein source and then 10 grams of single amino acids. You would have no idea. Single amino acids, a lack of transparency, and I mean only 21 grams of protein per serving, that does not get a pass. Muscle Farm Combat Protein, ingredients list, we see single amino acids, that's a no-go. Body Fortress Whey Protein, we see a super recovery blend with creatine, taurine, and L-glutamine. They are being transparent and saying how much of each compound is in there instead of giving you a proprietary blend. And I'll be real with you, I don't know if this is being nitrogen spiked because they're being transparent and they're not putting it in the ingredients list. It's actually in the nutrition facts label. It's not a terrible choice, but I'm not taking it. And think about it, what if one day you actually get enough protein from your diet, you go with your friends, or for some reason you already hit your protein goal, but then you realize, oh man, I gotta take my creatine for the day, but the only way you can get your creatine dose is if you take a scoop of protein powder. And remember that creatine monohydrate is one of the cheapest supplements out there. Companies usually add it into their product to give you this all-in-one magical blend when it would be cheaper if you just bought them separately. Okay, step 4 is simple. Just make sure that the marketing isn't tricking you into thinking it's a better product. Sebum on the cover, words like complete performance, gold standard, 100% pure isolate performance blend, they don't mean jack. If you want a safe and effective protein powder, just forget the marketing on the front of the package. Look in the ingredients list, you will find everything that you need right there. Okay, step 5, we're checking for proprietary blends. The main thing you want to understand here is that concentrates contain a lot more fillers like carbs, fats, and total calories. This isn't a big deal unless you're in a calorie deficit and those calories really matter. For example, this product right here, instead of just having 96 calories from a straight 24 grams of protein, it has 120 calories due to the fat and carb content. If you're a vegan, you especially want to look out for this because a lot of plant proteins, they have a good amount of protein, but they come with a whole bunch of carbs. This is not a big deal the majority of the time unless you're in a calorie deficit or you just don't want a bunch of calories to come from your protein powder. You want it to come from other sources. Okay, step 6. We're gonna make sure that the product has been third-party tested for safety and effectiveness. Okay, Optimum Nutrition says banned substance tested right here, but I'm not sure if that's verified from a third party. We don't see any certifications or organizations on the front cover. Amazon description mentions trusted quality, but again, you have no way of knowing without a third party. So we go into Google. Usually you could just type in third party tested after the brand name into Google and everything will pop up. And they mention here on their website, they are Informed Choice Certified, which is a very reputable certification to have. If you still question it, then you can go to their certifications website and usually they have a search bar where they have all their products that they've certified and you can type in the product right there. Okay, Ghost Protein. No certifications on the cover of the label or in the description. Google. Ghost Protein, third-party tested. I don't see anything official that comes up, only this one Healthline article that mentions they're produced in a GMP certified facility and third-party tested. However, nothing from NSF or Ghost official website regarding this third-party certification. This seems like something you have to do some deeper digging on. Maybe call a company if you really want to buy from this manufacturer and you care about third-party testing. Garden of Life Organic Plant-Based Protein. So right on the cover, we see everything that we want to see. Informed Choice Tested, non-GMO verified, NSF certified sport, USDA organic. They have certifications on certifications, and that's why you can see that it costs $40 for 19 servings. Okay, so let's go through my top protein powder recommendations. These are the highest quality protein powder companies. These companies have no signs of nitrogen spiking. They're all third-party tested. They have the least amounts of artificial ingredients and fillers, and some of them even have 100% grass-fed options. All of them also have vegan and non-vegan options besides Vega and Veg, which are strictly vegan companies. If it didn't make this list, it might still be a high-quality protein powder company or supplement company that works just as well. Momentous Supplements, Garden of Life, Veg, Vega, Thorn, Legion, Gainful, Bare Performance Nutrition, Transparent Labs, Naked Nutrition, MyProtein. As you can see, MyProtein is the cheapest whey and soy protein source that you could buy from. It's also high quality, no nitrogen spiking, third-party tested, and has a bunch of different flavors that you could try. However, each company has their own benefits that you might want to consider. For example, Gainful is a company that sends you unflavored protein powder and then flavored protein packets on the side, so you can switch different flavor protein powders based on the day. Very fancy. If you want a full summary of this entire video with all the key points and the 6-step checklist to buying a protein powder, click the link in the description for that free document. But you got to make a deal with me. If you click that link and you get value from it, you have to, are required to, click the like button. Otherwise, if you don't, I will find you. And you know your parents, right? I will kill your chances of making gains by stealing your protein powder. Click the video on the screen.